I'm here across the street from Blakeley State Park at the Saluda Hill Cemetery. And this cemetery has been here for a long time in Baldwin County. Was right across the street from the Blakeley Park. In 1865, when the Federals began to lay siege to Blakeley, the woods that you see across the street were clear cut all the way back to the Confederate lines. So you could see all the way out there. A lot of the Federals came and they camped very close to this cemetery, the Saluda Hill Cemetery. One of the regiments that came here was the 6th Minnesota. And one of the soldiers from that outfit kept a diary and memoirs of his experience here. And I'm going to read some of that to you now. About a mile and a half to the eastward of the rebel works, immediately defending the town, are some private graves among the pine trees. Apparently, the commencement of a cemetery, but without fencing or other general improvements. The tomb of one of the General Marion's men, Godbold, is there, and immediately to the north of it, a couple of rods, a local family, the Wilkins, have a little plot of land, about 15 paces square, surrounded by a low brick wall. There it is, what he's talking about. Here, shortly before sunset on the 3rd of April, the brigade encamped, the 6th Minnesota being a couple hundred paces distance from the brick graveyard. To the east and southeast of it, the troops were told to pitch no tents, light no fires, but lie under their arms, keep as quiet as possible, and await further orders. It was rumored that the enemy's works were to be stormed that night, but we were not disturbed. The musicians, however, were called out and held subject to the surgeon's orders. In another part of this, he talks about, this is Godbold's grave that he mentioned. You see here we got the pine trees. On 2 or 3 occasions, shells reached the brigade camp, one of which cut off a thick pine near Godbold's grave, but did not injure either living or dead. These shots were provoked by men climbing the tall pine trees to get sight of the enemy's works. The bombardment of Spanish Fort on the evening of the 8th was very plainly heard. It lasted from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. The reports average about 30 a minute by count. So we're about 4 miles north of Spanish Fort to the south. But here around this old cemetery, the Federals encamped. And as you can see by the description I just read, it looks probably identical today.